Hi, y'all. Ain't nobody stopping my shine. Hi, y'all. Oh, I'm so excited. I may have to turn this down. But hey, y'all. Hey. Can y'all see me? Let me know when y'all can see me. Okay. Hi, y'all. Hello. I'm so excited to see y'all. I had to turn my music off on my we'll start it back up. Hey, y'all. Hey, sis. Okay, let me say hey to everybody. When you come in, go ahead and put in the chat where you are from. Hi, AJ from Palm Beach. Hi, Erica. So good to see you here, sis, from Bahamas. Hi, Kim from Alabama. Hi, Tiffany from Ohio. Hi, Kim. Hi, Alicia from Georgia. Hi, Tori. Hey, sis. From Michigan. Hi, Angelica. Hello, ladies. Go ahead and put in the chat. Don't forget to tell me where you are from. Hey, Jorde from Canada. I have another Canada sister. I have one. Her name is Kizzy, and I see her all the time. She's from Canada as well. Hi, sis. So as you're coming in, go ahead and put in the chat where you are from. Say hey to your other sisters. We are all family here, and I'm going to continue to play some music while we are getting together. And I am so excited. Hi, Kim from Birmingham. Hi, Princess. Hey, girl. Good to see you again from Las Vegas. Let me find another song, too. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to play my next song after this. Y'all is my song, too. Okay. Come on here, rap. Oh, yeah, hang. This is from the Keisha Tanae. So let me actually put Keisha's, I think it's Keisha Tanae on Instagram. I love Keisha's headbands, y'all. I have like 5 from her. Okay, we are going to start at like 7:03 because I want to start on time and I want to take advantage of y'all's time being here. So I'm super excited. I'm like so excited. Y'all know how I be. I be like real extra whenever I do something. So I'm so excited to talk to y'all tonight and teach. Make sure you got a pen, piece of paper, sis. We're gonna let the girls get in, come in, period. Okay. All right. So hi, Rachel. Hi, Rachel. Come on in and tell me where y'all are from. Put it in the chat and let me know. Hi, Allie, my sister. I'm so excited. So we're going to start in a couple minutes, y'all. I want to give everybody a chance to come on and get in before we start. But how y'all doing? Tell me how your day is going, as well as tell me where you are from. Don't forget to tell me that. Hey, Hazel from Texas. Oh, North Carolina. Okay, sis. Good. Awesome. So excited. And that's my song. One day I was listening to the song and I just was like, Tasha. Okay. Hi, sis from Memphis. Oh my God. Yes. Awesome. Christian from California. Me too, sis. I was actually born in California. So it's so exciting that you're here. Awesome. Let me make sure I got all my stuff on my end up. Believe I do. And we are good to go. We're going to start around like 7:03, 7:04. What's 7:03 now? So we'll start in 1 minute. Okay. I got some more people to say hi to. Hi, Lauren from the Bronx. Oh, sis, I wish I could. I hope I say your name right. Shelda from Los Angeles. Hey, girl. Hi, Stacy from Massachusetts. Hi, sis. Oh, hi, y'all. Oh, it's 40 y'all in here. Oh, it's so exciting. So exciting. Shanta from Cleveland. Hey, girl. How you doing? Hi, Jasmine from Louisville. Awesome. As y'all are coming in, don't be shy. We are definitely going to be talking tonight. So y'all are not going to just hear me, okay? We're going to be talking in the chat, all of that. Kathy. Oh, hey, from Indiana. Tamika, this live will be saved. So if you missed some of it, that's fine. Hey, sis, Memphis. Hey, period. All right, let's go ahead and turn this down. I'm gonna go ahead and play my sis again because y'all, we got to get in the mood, baby girl. Okay. I have a friend that has a CD. Her name is Z, and I love playing this song whenever I'm like doing something. It gets me like. And I'm gonna share my screen so y'all can see me. And all right, so I'm going ahead and start this up. We'll start in 1 minute. All right, y'all. So make sure you have a pen, piece of paper. Make sure you say hey to all of your sisters in the chat because we're going to be talking to each other tonight. And I want y'all to interact with each other. Share where you are from in the chat, your name. I love to see y'all be here and interact with each other. So we will get started in just a couple of seconds. I like to give people some time to come in. But I'm so excited. And if you missed some of this class will be recorded, so that's okay. But definitely stay because I want you to get all of the information. Okay, so let me turn this down and we will get started. Okay. All right, so I got some people here. Y'all are here tonight. I am excited, baby girl. Welcome. Oh my goodness. So welcome to my free class called The 4 Reasons Why Self-Sabotage and Procrastination Might Be Impacting Your Discipline, Productivity, and Fulfillment. We're going to go ahead and get started. Definitely interact in the chat. Keep saying where you are from. And I am here for it. This song was called Belief by Zii. It's available everywhere. Music. If you want to put it in the chat. If I say something that you are, getting with sis, definitely put it in the chat so your other sisters can see. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to introduce myself. I know y'all know stuff about me, but I want to introduce myself for somebody who might be new, might have shared this with a friend, and may have never been interactive with any of the things that I've done or classes I have done. For y'all that are OGs, okay? Y'all know I get excited. So I'm going to try to compose myself and keep myself focused. But I am Roslyn Postaway. I'm a wife of 4 years and a mom to an amazing 14-month-old named Elijah. This is picture in the corner when he turned 1, but he's a little bit older now. I am a licensed therapist. I have an LCSW, and for some reason I put apostrophes instead of T's. But I'm a podcaster. Y'all know mistakes happen, but my podcast is called Therapy as a Christian, where most of you probably came from and just finding out about the class. But I'm also an author, and I am a mindset and productivity coach to ambitious women of faith. It is my love, it is my heart to serve you and be here with you tonight. And I'm so excited to pour out to you. And so I hope you really enjoy this class. So just a couple of housekeeping things. Make sure you have your pen and paper. I know I said that, but I definitely want to. Hi, Ashanti. I definitely want to interact with you, but I want you to gain some information and perspective shifts. So definitely take notes and cut out any distractions. Don't kind of scroll your phone. Definitely engage and really be engaged into the content. Talk amongst your sisters in the chat. If you're like, girl, yes, yes, sis, give me a yes, sis, give me a yes, ma'am, give me baby girl, y'all know how I be. Give me some interaction, engage. And then if you take notes, tag me on social media. Let me see that you took notes. I want to share you with my audience to tell people that you took notes. Just share what you learned and let this information be helpful to you. So during this class, I have a couple of things I'm going to go over, but please stay until the end because I'll be sharing a way that you can work with me if the information in this class resonates with you. My goal is to have us in here for a solid hour. Y'all know I am about time. I do tend to get really excited and talk a lot, but I really want to keep this to an hour. So if you can dedicate an hour to me, I would greatly appreciate it. If you have questions, you can put them in the chat. My amazing, amazing assistant, her name is Oriana. She is going to take any, y'all so funny. Yes, baby girl. She is going to take any questions you have and put them in a document for me so I can answer them. So if you have questions, although I'm looking right here, I can't really see the chat. So I want to be able to answer those questions for you at the end. I'll do a Q&A afterwards. Take notes. When we write things down, we retain it better. And I'm going to be talking a lot about mindset today. I know y'all know that I talk about mental health, and it's not something a lot of people talk about in the context in which I talk about it. So it may not be familiar to you, but my hope is to really help you understand and engage with mindset and mental health as it relates to productivity and time management, because I know it's some kind of things that we got to talk about related to that. And then I'm going to give you some quick tips that you can easily implement, execute on them. Don't just take this information. I will be talking about ways you can work with me, but you also can just really get this information and go execute it for yourself. So I got a little story time, sis, okay? So for those of you that don't know, I know that I've said this story before, but I have been, girl, doing and really thinking about how to share this story with y'all. But for those of you who don't know, I launched Show Up Sis last year. And it was something I sat on for months. I had just had Elijah and I got the idea from God. And I'm going to tell you, I really sat on it. I had been doing time management coaching at that time for about 1.5 years. And even to give you more backstory for those of you that don't know, how that even got started was before the pandemic happened. I had a friend that was like, girl, how do you manage all these things you have? And I said, sis, I don't know. I just grew up with a mom who was always keeping lists of everything. I woke up on Saturday morning with a list. We grew up on to-do lists. And she was like, teach me how to do this because nobody I know is doing managing all these things. But also I've never really been taught, how do I manage all these things and the things that God has given me and all the things that he is wanting me to do and execute on them? So I took 3 friends of mine through a process. I did one-on-one coaching with them, and then the pandemic happened. And all 3 of them told me that some of the things that I taught them, they were using throughout the pandemic that helped them kind of stay in line and keep order and organized throughout that time. So I did it for 1.5 years, and God really kind of spoke to me about doing more and wanting to create more impact and serve in a more different way. However, I was just like, girl, I'm not doing that. So I sat on it for a while. So I'll tell you how this got started. So working with clients since February 2020 has been such a joy. And really talking around mental health has always been something that I have enjoyed. But what I found with working with clients is that a lot of us struggle with self-sabotage, procrastination, and overall time management in general. Put a 1 in the chat if you are an ambitious girl. You were the girl in high school that made A's. You were the girl that was like, baby, it's nothing for me to pump this paper out because, baby girl, I know how to do it. And so you can kind of identify as a procrastinator. So if that's you, put a 1 in the chat. I'm gonna go ahead and put a 1 for me, sis. Okay, because we are ambitious, but we haven't been taught really how to manage all of the things that we have in front of us. And so working with clients, they saw a lot of results from working with me in the first 3 to 6 sessions. So you see, all your sisters are like ones with you, sis. Okay. And so 3 to 4 sessions working together. To date, I have assisted around 75 women in some capacity related to time management, whether it be classes, working with me one-on-one. In some way, that's how we got started. So I like to be, what I realized is because people struggle with time management, it really impacts their mental health. And so Show Up Sis is a way to really take mental health and time management and merge the 2 together. And really, I want to give you some practical things that you can do, but I really want to help you understand why. Because I think I can give you a strategy on how to plan, but if you don't really understand why or what these things are or how this is stopping you, it's really hard to implement through that. Okay. So, what we're going to discuss tonight is I'm going to go into detail about self sabotage and procrastination. And then I'm going to go into the 4 reasons why it impacts your discipline, productivity, and fulfillment. And then we'll talk about how you can change that. Okay. So, we're going to discuss some problem areas. And these are the things that I usually see, not only with clients, but even me. Y'all, like, I'm speaking for me. Most of the things, I am my person. And all the things that I've had to go through, like even when I told y'all about sitting on Show Up Sis, I sat on that for months. Like, I'm like, is this what my sisters are feeling? Like this agony and overwhelm and frustration. And like, it is so frustrating to push something out. But also it's like you desire to get it done, but you may struggle with some areas. So I'm gonna tell you why. So let's talk about and break down self-sabotage, because it's when we talk about self-sabotage, we really can go into it being just like imposter syndrome. And it's way more than that. Okay. It is way, way more than that. So defining self-sabotage in general, self-sabotage means the behaviors or thought patterns that hold you back and prevent you from doing what you want to do. It is the behavior or thought pattern that holds you back and prevents you from doing what you want to do. So, self sabotage in general connects to our thought life. And we all know that our thoughts are very powerful, but also our thought life can really impact how we react, how we do things, and so on and so forth. So, in general, why do we self sabotage? So, there's a couple of reasons. This is not an exhaustive list. There are way more to it than just this, but I want to give you some language because I also think that when we struggle with things, it's hard to like pinpoint exactly what it is because you don't have the language to be able to know exactly what you might be going through. So, why do we self sabotage? Well, we have and can have a fear of failure. And so, this comes up when we are wanting to go out and do things, or we have things deep in our heart that we want to get done, and we have a fear of failure. We feel like it's not going to actually work. If I go out here and do this, what are people going to think? What if I mess up? Oh my God, this is too big for me. I'm going to mess this up. I'm going to say the wrong thing. It's not going to look good. It's going to be horrible. And so you immediately go into talking down or talking lower to what you actually want to do. Then there's also the other side of this where there's a fear of success, which I personally have struggled with, because when there's a lot of attention or a lot of things where people are wanting things from you, there can be this internal feeling of what if I do something wrong, or what does success look like? And actually you've only probably had a reference point of maybe something you've seen growing up. So success actually looks like maybe something that you or have actually progressed to actually experience. And so this can become a fear. And so you stay at this point to anything that you step out and do that would put you at a higher place or put you in a promotional area. You kind of downplay it because you don't want to be seen. You kind of cover yourself and you downplay what you actually have. And that is a form of self sabotage. Another one is lack of self worth. And this is huge. I used to really feel lack of worthiness. You feel a lack of ability, like, can I really be used? I've done so many things in the past. Who would want to use me? Why is am I really worthy of stepping into who I truly am? Will the world look at me differently for actually being who I say I am? If I really use my voice, is my voice going to even matter? And so there's a lack, we feel a lack of, well, God used me. Like, why would God want to use me? I've done X, Y, and Z, or there's a lack of feeling of worthiness. And that can be due to a number of things, but it can really hold to trauma. But if I, like, for example, when I was struggling with worthiness, it had a lot to do with my confidence. I didn't feel confident. I felt like if I use my voice, would people even want to listen to what I have to say? And the truth of the matter is, yes, people do need what you have, but there can be a lack of feeling of worthiness. And so because of that, you don't take steps. Unresolved trauma. Now, this is very exhaustive when it comes to this, but unresolved trauma could be rejection. It could be Abandonment. Unresolved trauma could be actual real trauma that you might have experienced. So you feel like you have to fend for yourself. You don't feel like you're taken care of. You don't feel safe. So anything that causes you to want to step out and do risk, you feel scared to do because you doesn't feel safe. It doesn't feel like you can be put into places that are safe. It also can feel very shameful. When we talk about trauma, trauma can feel very shameful. So you almost feel down on yourself because you've experienced these things. And so that can also be a form of self-sabotage. But even taking that a step further, self-sabotage can even come up and resolve to trauma when it comes to grief. So you feel grief. You might have a loss of someone. And so even sometimes you don't feel up to doing things. Not necessarily that could be self-sabotage, but more so you don't have the emotional capacity because you're feeling grief. And I know that was something a client of mine experienced before. And so perfectionism comes up a lot. And if y'all are in the chat talking, like, keep talking, sis, like, share with your sisters. If you are struggling with one of these things, like, put it in the chat. Say, girl, that's me. I struggled with self-worth. Perfectionism is for my people who like everything to be done right. And so perfectionism can come up where you won't make steps because you feel like you have to have every single thing in order. You feel like you have to have more information before you actually execute. And there's a difference between planning and execution, because my people who plan, baby, okay, they can plan, baby, ask me for a plan. But then ask me to do the plan, okay? It's gonna be like, girl, crickets. Because you want everything to be done a certain way. You feel like you need more information. You feel like you have to do more and do all this stuff before you actually take steps. You see how your sisters are all saying they struggle with the same thing? And so my perfectionists are the ones that can do the things at the last minute. It's nothing for them to shoot out anything when the time crunch is there. But there's a struggle with that because then you overwhelm yourself. You don't do things in pace. You don't really understand what it means to not put high expectations on yourself. And so there's a feeling with perfectionism where we self-sabotage more so in the sense of we hold out to the very end, but also we don't push out anything because we want it to be done a certain way. And really, there's no real definition of perfectionism. Then going into putting yourself down. So you talk down to yourself. You say negative things to yourself. You say that there's no way I can do that. I know that there was a time when I was launching Show Up Sis, and I was telling myself all the time, I was like, I don't think God is going to show up for me. I don't think he wants that for me. And I remember I was in therapy and my therapist said to me, she was like, that is such a self-defeating thought. But it feels true because you may really emotionally feel that and you connect to that. And you feel like, what if it doesn't happen? And so it's easier for you to self-sabotage and actually take the steps because it actually confirms what you feel internally in your thought process about you. Okay. So putting yourself down and really thinking about, would you tell your best friend what you tell yourself? No, I would never tell my friend God's not going to show up for you. I would never tell my friend, like, there's no way you could do that. I would never tell my friends that ever, because I see so much potential in them. And so again, when it comes to putting yourself down, we have to look at ourselves the way God sees us. But this can become a thing that causes you to self-sabotage. Another one is a need for instant gratification. I see y'all in the chat. Yes, baby girl. Give me a number 2 if y'all are feeling this, okay? If this is good. If this is good to you, sis, okay? A need for instant gratification. So it comes to a point to where you feel like, I need it right now. And let me tell y'all something about our daddy, because I love him so much. But he likes to tell us vision and show us vision. And we be looking like, sir, how's this gonna happen? How am I gonna do this? And it'd be so far ahead of time. And I think he really enjoys sharing these things with us. But I think what happens is we think we have to have it then. I hear from clients all the time, I rise and have so many ideas and have all these things that God wants me to do. And it's just like, I don't know where to start. And it's like, you think you have to do all of them right now. And that's not the case. God is our dad. He loves to tell us stuff, but a lot of times we don't have to do everything right then. But on the other side of that, the need for instant gratification comes a lot with comparison, where we look at other people who are farther ahead, or not even necessarily farther ahead, but may have spent more time actually working on something, and we want that instead of where we are. And then one of the last ones was self-sabotage is self-blame. So when bad things happen, or if we start and stop, or if we start doing something and then it doesn't work out the way we want, we internally blame ourselves for the bad things that are happening, or it not even really being bad, but more so it may not be happening the way we want it to. Okay. And so we blame ourselves. It's so easy for us to blame ourselves instead of really looking at the bigger picture of what it really is. And sometimes it is self-sabotage, and sometimes it's just our natural reaction to blame ourselves because internally we don't want to do anything that's going to cause us to feel unsafe. And sometimes doing some of the things we're talking about can feel unsafe. But that's not always true. Okay. So again, all these things I'm talking about, and I hope this is resonating with y'all, connect to our thoughts and our thought life. Procrastination. This is the one that, me and procrastination be going at it. We butt heads, baby. We butt heads. We get into it. We square up. You know what I'm saying? Baby girl, we square. And so procrastination, we were talking about self-sabotage being the thought process. Procrastination becomes the thing you do. Procrastination becomes the thing you do. So it's your reaction. It is your behavior. It is what you do after you feel one of these things. So with procrastination, put a 3 in the chat if you find that you identify as a procrastinator. I want to see this. And don't feel shy because, again, y'all, we're all sisters. Okay. Sis be having procrastinated. I procrastinated last week on doing stuff. Okay. So put a 3. See, y'all are not the only ones. I'm going to put a 3 in the chat for myself. Okay. So in saying that to say, it's really important that you understand, Rachel said all week. Okay. So it's really important that you understand that procrastination is the reaction, but procrastination is not who you are. Procrastination is not who you are. It is the reaction of what you do from self-sabotage. Okay. So why do we procrastinate? Well, we procrastinate because it's habitual. For us that are people that are going after things or doing things, or high achievers, ambitious women, as I like to call us, we are habitual in procrastinating because it's nothing for us. It's nothing for me to do at the last minute because, baby, I am who I am. But I'm going to be stressed about it the whole time. On the other side of it being habitual, we sit on things that we know we have to do. There is an agony, I feel like. I remember when I was before I launched Show Up Sis, there was like this agonizing burden, honestly, from being disobedient, of not stepping out and doing what I know I can do. Because I felt like if I do all these things, I felt a lot of these. So I felt like, oh, it's nothing for me. It's nothing for me to do. I could just do it. But I wasn't making moves. I was like, oh, there's a timeline. I got it. I can do it. And so I just sat in it. And so it becomes habitual. We also procrastinate because we're overwhelmed. We have too many things. So when you have too many things, you don't have the capacity to hold all of the things you have in front of you. And in all reality, you don't even really know what's on your plate. You're just saying yes to all these things, or you're mismanaging what's in front of you. And so you're overwhelmed. So you have no choice but to do things at the last minute. You become forgetful. Are really tired all the time. You don't, and even when you're tired, you still have to do these things. So emotionally, you lose capacity. So you're overwhelmed. You're overwhelmed completely and kind of like hanging on by a string. You don't plan well. There's no real plan, or you don't plan well. Those are my people who keep a to-do list up here and will literally keep everything up here. And so you're constantly mentally overwhelmed and thinking about all the things you got to get done. So you don't plan well at all. And so for clients, a lot of times, for what I've experienced, is my clients have a ability to plan, but they don't plan well or know how to plan effectively. They'll make a laundry list and it's just not realistic. But there's also this thought process of I can do it. I can do everything. Like it's not an issue because it's habitual. Okay. Thought process and mindset. So again, this is not an exhaustive list. There is way more I could talk through about self-sabotage, but thought process and mindset, your perspective towards things is negative. So your natural reaction is, I don't want to do that. If I don't feel like doing it, I'm not going to do it. If I don't feel like doing X, Y, and Z, I'm not going to do it. In all reality, your desire is to be consistent. Your desire is to be disciplined, but those two don't line up because there needs to be a perspective shift. Boundaries. So boundaries become one for it, because boundaries, you don't really know how to put correct boundaries in place. And this is something we all are working on. Is not just really like just me, but we're all working on boundaries. But boundaries become a thing where if you don't put boundaries in place, not only saying no to things, because it's more than just saying no, but even having boundaries when it comes to your phone, having boundaries when it comes to being available all the time. Or even if you're not at a place where you're emotionally able to handle it, you don't even know how to start closing that off because you feel guilty, you feel shameful, you feel like I'm a bad person. And the reality is you got too many things going on. And all of these things can connect to self-sabotage. So if this makes sense, tell me in the chat, sis, which one are you? Which one connects with what you got? Okay? Tell me which one in the chat. All right. AJ said the effectiveness and execution keeps snatching my edges. Listen, it's a whole thing, because execution is really hard when all you do is procrastinate habitually. It's really hard to execute on something when your perspective about it is negative and you just don't even feel like doing it. But there's so much to this, okay? Everybody's saying all above. Okay. All right. So we're going to talk about the 4 reasons. And I'm going to go through this very slow because I want y'all to get the 4 reasons why. But this was something that I saw consistently for me. But I did like a research with a lot of my clients, and I asked them, like, what were the things that helped you, not only when we worked together, but what did you feel like were the main things that really, really impacted you actually being able to show up? And so I kind of talk through this of, like, I call it the 4-step process, because it's really, really going to outline for you, I think, what is going to be the 4 things you need in order to really start being able to grasp hold to self-sabotage and procrastination. Because these things, self-sabotage and procrastination together, impact our discipline and our productivity and our fulfillment. And really, more than anything, when it comes to fulfillment, our ability to work in ease. This season for me, y'all, has been trying to learn to become comfortable in ease. I have tried to be in control of everything my whole life, and it is exhausting. Sis is tired. Okay? Tired. But the tiredness has also been God really showing, like I told y'all, my word for 2022 is surrender. It is uncomfortable. And I've told God this, it is uncomfortable to walk in freedom, because walking in freedom means I literally don't have control. And when I don't have control, I don't feel safe. I feel like I got to be doing something. And so walking in fulfillment is really walking in ease, in peace, in rest, and walking in joy, and really not feeling as though everything got to be in my hands. And girl, it's something different. So this has impacted my discipline, productivity, and fulfillment. So I'm going to go through this really slow so y'all can understand. So this is like the 4-step process. Mindset. So I've talked about this in general as we've kind of gone through this, but mindset is the way we think impacts everything. It impacts what we do, our relationships. It impacts our ability to be worthy. Even if you feel like you're not worthy to be in a relationship, that mindset, that negative thought process, because again, I told y'all, the enemy's whole reason is to come to kill, steal, and destroy, but also to lie. And so when you dwell on this negative thought process, it impacts everything. It impacts your ability to be confident, your way to show up, your ability to really, really start to see yourself the way that God sees you. And sometimes we don't even know what that means because our mindset can be so bombarded by circumstances and also the things we're doing. So mindset really, really goes into everything, but it really goes into how you manage your time. It goes into how you do things. It goes into how you show up for yourself, show up for your family, show up in your relationship, show up in your job. It impacts everything. Okay. So mindset is the first one. So I got a little story time for you, because I really think that I'm gonna tell you about Tammy. Tammy was one of my clients who I had the amazing pleasure of working with for a long time. She is so awesome. She's from Baltimore, and I love, baby, y'all from Maryland are my people. Y'all got this Baltimore accent, and I love it. Okay, but Tammy, when we worked together, Tammy was really struggling. And the beautiful thing about Tammy, she was like, I'm really wanting to do the work, Rosalind. She worked with me for a long time. And from doing the work with me, she actually was working a job at the time she did not like. And after working with me, when we did the check-in with each other, she actually quit her job, went full-time into her nonprofit. And she told me when we did our check-in, she said, I've only been able to maintain this because of the things you taught me, which made me cry. So, but we're not gonna get into all that because I'm not gonna cry on here with y'all. But I love Tammy. I have my personal heart was to like really serve her, and I really am so glad I did. So I'm gonna show you Tammy's little story time because I love Tammy so much. And we're gonna get into it. Can y'all see y'all see the video.
So emotionally, I was very tired. I was very drained. Gave me an opportunity to say I need help. So I always felt like you had to have a certain personality type to do this. But it's really about being open to do something new, giving it a chance and giving it a try and see if it produces for you more than what that chaos was. And that is what my chaos was. I just did not have enough water, and I could pay you again for what you gave me, because what you gave me is, I always be like, I got the gift of the Holy Spirit, but it is a gift that keeps on giving. It's like you gave me a gift that keeps on giving, because I keep using it, you helping me to see how often I was shaming myself, and I was self-sabotaging myself. And so it's like I started paying attention to that, and I realized that it was habitual. It was a habit. It was a habit that when I make a mistake, I just like shame myself. Even when I have an idea, before I will even push it out, I'm like, I'm not going to be able to get that done. It's just too much. You know what I mean? Like, I kill it before it even comes forth, Like, meeting you helped me to hone in on those areas of my life that needed to get some structure and some order.
Okay. So it was longer than that, but I wanted to give y'all just a snippet. But I love Tammy. And so again, working with her, I tell her all the time, like, you are not the same person that I met when we worked. And she's like, girl, I'm not. And she's like, she was like, was showing me her whiteboard, just all the things. And so it's so important to understand that she said, before I even get the idea out, I kill it. And how often, if that is you, sis, like you find that you kill the idea before you even step forth and do it, put a 4 in the chat. Because that was her. She was like, Rosin, I can't do this. And when she would talk to me, she would get on there and cry. And she was like, girl, I can't do this. And I'm like, you can. You really can. And so when she started to see that it actually worked, she was like, wow, I really can see. Okay. So the second reason why we struggle with these things is accountability. Now, this is probably my personal favorite. Well, no. Number 3 is my personal favorite, but number 2 is like up there with it. Accountability. And this becomes the systems we have in place to hold us accountable. And this is more than just relationships, okay? Because a lot of us, we may or may not have relationships, but accountability becomes outwardly what holds you accountable. And you may not know that. You may not know exactly what holds you accountable, but community can hold you accountable, creating systems and things in order and in place that hold you accountable, because it's more than just a morning routine, night routine. It's so deeper than that. And when we're talking about mindset, accountability becomes the thing that says, okay, you got to get it done. And so the systems and creating the systems that hold you in place to help you hold you to be accountable really help with that. So I'm going to talk about Antoinette, who was actually a part of my group program. She says, girl, I will be your PR person any day. She is waiting for the day I do a retreat or something for Show Up Sister. She's like, I'm going to be there selling t-shirts in the front. But Antoinette is one of my hearts too as well. She came in, she was so hesitant when she joined. She was like, girl, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. And now she'll tell me to the, she was like, that was one of the best investments I ever made in my life, because it really helped me to understand deeper what I was struggling with. So she's going to talk about the community and accountability aspect of this. But these become one of the reasons why we don't step forward into our discipline, productivity, and fulfillment, why it impacts us. So, okay. Show up, sis. If I had to put it into words, I said tonight's lessons really opened my mind to the power of thought, suggestion. Oh, let me say this too. She read me her reflection. So she actually did reflections all throughout the time we worked together, and she did reflections and wrote them and read it to me. And I was just like, oh my God, I cannot believe you did that. But they're really good. And how much control we really do have over what goes in and out of our minds. I have seen firsthand the power of vulnerability and community. I see how the enemy really wants to keep our mouths closed. As each of us women shared a piece of ourselves, our stories, our whys, support each other, whether it was advice or the gift of being present. There were several times throughout tonight's class and teaching that I heard the Lord confirming and reaffirming things he said to me and things I've prayed about. To know that I could meet a group of women who admit to having self-sabotaging thoughts and behaviors and actions that they are not proud of and desire to stop them and want to learn the tools to do just that, I am truly sure that the Lord wanted me to learn about these tools and strategies from Rosalind. Rosalind's life of submission and obedience to the Lord, when she teaches and preaches, it's as if what was once far is now close and clear. And it makes you feel capable of understanding and applying the Lord's word. Thank you, God, and bless Rosalind and the women in Show Up Sis. So, again, the power of vulnerability, community, and accountability is super, super important. So that becomes the second thing, y'all. Okay. So I hope you're taking notes. I hope you're writing this down. Accountability is the second reason. Okay. Lifestyle. This one. This mine, baby girl. Okay. This mine, baby girl. I could talk about this one all day long. All day. Lifestyle. So lifestyle really is inventory of your lifestyle and how you work within your life. Okay. Because the reason why lifestyle is so important is because your life is not like everyone else's. Okay. Your life is not like everyone else's. I am a mom of a 14-month-old and I have a husband. My life does not look like any of y'all's. We have different lifestyles. Some are single moms. A lot of my clients actually were single moms. Some of them were in grad school. Some of them worked full-time jobs. So their lifestyle is literally different. But we're so quick to compare ourselves and our life to other people that it's so quick for us to downplay what we're doing, when we have to realize that our life doesn't look like everybody else's. We need to individually take inventory of what we have in front of us instead of comparing and contrasting and trying to pull things from different people's lives, and really look at us. And so lifestyle becomes the thing where we have to really look at who we are and what we have in front of us. Take inventory, look at it, see how much or how little we have on our plate, and really begin to dissect what is really the thing that's holding me back. What's my lifestyle look like? How can I put parameters in place for the things I have to be able to start to execute on what I'm actually doing? So let's talk about LaRonda. So LaRonda had so many things going on. Baby girl had a 4-month-old when we were working together, a 5-year-old, a husband. She was in school full time, had just crossed a sorority. And she was like, girl, I'm building a house. I said, how are you doing all this, girl? And she's like, I don't even know. And so after we worked together, she was like, I don't even know how I'm able to get all these things done. But she was like, I was so disorganized. And so she's going to talk a little bit about what she got from working with me, but also really getting organized, because again, she had a lot of responsibility and a lot of different things she was managing at one time. And also, managing all these things doesn't mean you have to give up the things you have in front of you just because we have dreams. She wanted to start a business, all kind of stuff. So we'll talk about that.
Prior to working with you, I was struggling with being consistent and overcommitting, and not honestly not managing my time well at all. Overwhelmed, all over the place, feeling stuck. I just felt stuck. Just like I was not going to be able to really get organized. Discouraged. And I felt all the negative feels. Transformation helped me, like, has transformed my life in general as far as planning, structure, time, and just how balance, adjusting, all of that. Like, I just can't even put it all into words because just that transformation has blessed my life. And I know this is something that I will be able to use and implement into my life, like literally every day, no matter if I'm planning a trip or if it's my home life or school, whatever it is, these tools can be applied in every area of my life.
Okay, so lifestyle. So she said every area of her life she was able to take the things that she learned. So lifestyle becomes a part of the reason why we are looking at the things that we have. And I saw somebody say something about that was Lauren about social media. Yes, social media becomes a perfect breeding ground for this because we're not solid in who we are or we're going through a rough season. And so remember I talked a lot about self-worth earlier. Because we have to be solid in our own lifestyle and what we have in front of us, we have to understand that my life does not look like somebody else's. And so I have to be really solid about my values, why that's important to me, and what I have in front of me. And so that becomes one of the reasons as well. And then last but certainly not least is strategy. So I said to y'all earlier, it's time management is way more than just having a pretty planner that you can plan in. Because again, there's something so different on planning and execution. Because really understanding what strategy comes with the practical steps to complete the day-to-day task, planning what works for you. So this is just the one thing. There are so many other layers of this that comes when it actually comes to execution, doing and being who you are. And I personally believe that we can be who we are and be everything that we are called to be and not feel like we have to burn ourselves out. Sometimes we all work where we're burning on both ends to where not one end is like burning slower because both of them are burning so fast. And so it really comes down to then the practical steps to complete the day-to-day task. Like, yes, you can. Yes, absolutely. You can do the things God has called you to do. But practically, what does that look like? Practically in your day-to-day life, how do you then execute? You can have all the faith, but if you don't even know how to practically put those steps into place, strategy then comes into how you plan out the day-to-day. I think I saw it was AJ said earlier, she kills it before she even takes this because she'll make the plan, but then just kill it beforehand because there's all the things, and that goes back to mindset and also accountability. So last story time, who I'm so excited to talk about Faith. Faith was one of my youngest clients. At the time we worked together, she was 19. So I always give the age range of people I've worked with has been as young as 19 to as old as 50. One of the ladies that was in my group program last year was 50. But so all the strategies can fit any age group. It's really about the person. But Faith has an interesting story because Faith struggled actually with, she'll talk about it in the video, or something personal. And she was like, I just needed something to be able to show me that I could actually do this. And so she's going to talk about her story. And this is all strategy again as well.
What were you struggling with before working with me? I've diagnosed ADHD and slow processing. So that combination together makes it really, really difficult for me at times to see everything I do in life, see a bunch of tasks. And I looked at everything that God was calling me to do in my work life, in my personal life, and it just felt impossible. Like before, I didn't really have a morning routine. I was even overwhelmed with what to do in my morning routine. Like I was overwhelmed by everything. I just felt a lot of defeat. That's the word.
So overall, even after working with me, what was your transformation?
Your sessions really showed me like, whoa, this is actually possible to do. I just need to have the strategy for it and the know how to execute and have somebody it was just a blessing to have somebody who was an expert in that. It was literally an answered prayer. I started to see how possible it was for me to actually execute what God was calling me to do. It was as simple as just the techniques that you taught us.
So again, strategy, just knowing the ABCD 1, 2, 3. And for people like us who are like people that need to know what to do, child, this can be really important. Okay. So was that helpful? Let me know in the chat. Was that helpful? Was that helpful? I want to know from y'all. Okay. So how the 4 reasons impact your discipline, productivity, and fulfillment. Let's go into this even more. Mindset. You'll have the awareness. You'll have an awareness of when you're emotionally impacted so you can get back on it. So one of the biggest things that I tell clients all the time, and even myself, because girl, I had to check myself so much, child. All the time, baby girl. All the time. Mindset. Emotionally, we get impacted and we just like check out. And so why this does, the biggest thing with this is will you have an awareness, knowing this, you'll have an awareness of when you're emotionally impacted so you can get back on. My timeline now of when I check out is way shorter than when a long time ago, because I understand that it's really a thought process. I'm checking in, like, what is the thoughts I'm thinking? What are the thoughts that I'm telling myself right now? And then easier for me to kind of push through. Accountability. You'll know your distractions and can implement ways to push past getting up or saying, I don't feel like it. Because it's more than just that. Internally, how you hold yourself accountable, and externally, accountability that's in your life. And then lifestyle. Inventory of your life, creation of boundaries, knowing how to delegate things, and ultimately, which is so big, knowing how to rest. If you struggle with rest, sis, put a 5 in the chat. I need y'all to see this. If you struggle with rest, put a 5 in the chat. I want to know. Okay. And then strategy, practical tools that you can use to implement. This with 5 5s, okay? Practical tools that you can use and implement to execute daily. So you see how y'all are not the only ones. Y'all, I got a 5. I got 5 on it, sis. Yes. Give me a song to sing, sis. Okay. Give me a song. Period. Okay. So if you could do better in these areas, what would that mean for you? What would it mean? What's the cost of you not having these or getting these things? What would that mean to you if you could get better in these areas? Tell me in the chat. I want to know. I don't know what the rest is, but I don't know what rest is. China, yes. Okay. Tell me in the chat. We're going to sit here for a second. Having peace. Oh, that's good. That's real, real good, sis. Having peace. So, so good. Effortless execution and fulfillment. Yes. Yes, sis. Yes. So good. Freedom. Yes. Oh, I love that. Wait, go back. I was taking notes. Okay, sis. Not being overwhelmed daily. Being productive. Having balance. More productive, less stressed. Okay. Good, good, good. Having rest and well balanced. See, all of those, especially about the not being overwhelmed daily. Y'all have no idea how many times I'll say when I've just got a lot going on, I was like, I'm so overwhelmed. Me and also clients as well. Productive kingdom builder, fruit bearer. Come on here. Come on here. Increased faith and peace of mind, and making struggle less real. Yes. So good. Having another sense of releasing. Yes. Keep coming. Tell me more. Tell me more. That's so good. These are really good. So y'all are aware, like not having these things are really, really impacting. having more clarity, balance, and executing. Yes, 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 yes. Rest, fulfillment, peace, and progress. Yes, yes, Clarissa. Yes, girl. Okay. So, all right, more goals met. Okay. So, if these areas are a problem for you, I want you to know, I want to help you show up, sis. Okay. And I love the term show up, sis, because it actually was a mantra that I had to tell myself when I started getting back into my work after having my son, because I just was like, there is no way I can do all of this. And I really had to tell myself, show up, show up, show up, show up, show up. And so if this is you and you are struggling with this, if you're saying these things in the chat, I want to help you with this. So I am opening up my 8-week program. And I really am so excited about this again because I have been refining it even more since I released it last year. And so I help ambitious women of faith overcome self-sabotage and procrastination by helping them create routines that work so they can become more disciplined, productive, and fulfilled. And so in my 8-week program, I go through all of the things we talked about. And I go through it in an extensive way. I feel like I give so much in this program. And so I'm opening this up again. And I don't open this up often. And in fact, I'm only opening it up this year and one more other time this year. And so it's very, very, very important to me to serve in this way because I feel like I know that there are women who are really struggling with this in this area. But more than anything, these are things that we need in order to become more disciplined, productive, and fulfill the things we need. Okay. So in my 8-week program, I walk through this entire process. I walk through the mindset with you on how you can really work through the way that you think impacting you, accountability, the things you need in place to hold you accountable, your lifestyle, what is actually in front of you so that you can execute, strategy, and really creating a way for you personally and individually having practical steps to complete the day-to-day task and planning what's in front of you. Okay. So I'm going to go through everything related to the program so you know exactly what it is because I've changed some stuff since last year. So if you were with me last year, there's some different things this time. So what you'll get, so you'll get 8 weeks of live coaching with me. I will be teaching this to you live. This will not be a recording or a course. I'll be teaching this live. So you'll have full access to me and you'll have lifetime access to all the replays. So my girls who were in it last year still have access to their replays that we did. You get 2 one-on-one calls with me throughout the process. Y'all, my one-on-ones are not cheap at all. So you get 2 of those individually to address your specific needs and your progress. So you get not only 8 weeks with me, but then you get 2 individual calls with me by yourself to talk through individual things with you. You get lifetime access to my extensive resource library that focuses on time management, spiritual and business resources, where I put things in there on a consistent basis. I actually set a reminder on my calendar to update it monthly. So I add things in there all the time. I think I just added in there, let's see, what did I add? I added some worksheets, and then like an ebook. And so I add things all the time. You also get exclusive access to monthly community check-ins with me following the program. So even after we're done for 8 weeks, we do check-ins on a monthly basis. You get access to free classes. So I'm planning to do a lot with Show Up Sis this year, and you'll get access to all those classes as well as quarterly expert calls. So my girls who were in it last year, we have a call on Sunday and I check in with them, I talk with them. But also I want to bring in people this year to talk about stuff. So I'm actually going to bring in someone who does business coaching that is going to teach them about coaching and doing stuff and things with business and how to run a business. And so I want to bring things in that are not just related to time management, but more so fitting the needs of the things you have that you really want help with. And then you get access to an online supportive community for accountability, collaboration, and support completely for you for just joining the program. And you get these check-ins even after you join and after we're done with the program. So the girls that I help, they are girls that joined like last June and still get all of this information. So we're going to go through the details of the program each week, and I'm going to show you how what we talk about in the program addresses these 4 areas. So week 1, we're going to go over an overview of time management. are going to do an introduction into limiting beliefs, self-sabotage, what they look like in a deeper way. So I talked to y'all briefly about this, and I'm going to go even, and I talked about it on the podcast, I'm going to go even deeper on how to address it. And so we'll uncover why these beliefs are impacting your ability to be productive. And also a big part of this is my professional background is in mental health. So I have 10 years of experience working with mental health and what that looks like. And a lot of this is tied to our belief system. So you're not only getting this coaching wise, but you're getting it from someone who not only worked on it personally, but professionally. And so we'll spot the real distraction culprits, what's distracting you. And we'll also demystify the myth of I'm a procrastinator and I do my best work at the last minute. Because it's more than just being distracted with your phone. There's also reasons why you're doing these things. And so we'll really go into detail in week 1. Week 2 will expound even more on limiting beliefs and self-sabotage and digging into what your plate is full of. So we'll discuss the many hats you wear and what's hindering your ability to be effective and steward your time well. And so this week, you'll actually get a one-on-one call with me. So this will be your first one-on-one call, and everyone will actually get their one-on-one call with me. Week 3, which is one of my favorite weeks, is values. And you'll create your value pillars, which is the key to maintaining these things long-term and being able to sustain mental health and self-care, which is imperative for creating routines. Because you're going to have weeks where you're off. Like, things are going to happen. You're going to have monkey wrenches thrown at you all the time. And so values become the pillars. And so one of my students actually sent this to me, and she was saying to me, she actually wrote this to me on Instagram, but she said, this is what you were teaching us. I felt busy and not productive. Getting clarity on my values and sticking to basics helped me out of this cycle. So really understanding your values becomes a pillar to help you kind of stand firm, okay? Week 4, we're going to talk about rest. Rest is the foundational thing to feeling fulfilled in anything we're doing. It also helps you walk into ease and freedom. Be still and you know that I am God. And rest is real big, sis, for me. I really, really teach my students about rest because I really, really want you all to understand that we haven't been, especially as Black women, we have not been taught how to rest. We've been taught to be strong, go after it. And I want to take a deep dive into that and how you can fit it into your schedule. And so that's what we're going to address with mindset and lifestyle. So we're going to really go into all of that in those weeks. Week 5, we're going to actually get into schedule mapping, talking about habits and routines that you'll need to create to have better habits and routines. We'll talk a little bit about those being the direct byproducts to having a successful day and week. And I'll teach you my proven strategy for planning your day and week for success, okay? And this looks different for everybody. So some things that work for me may not work for everybody. So I really want to teach you how you can kind of individualize it for yourself. If y'all are still with me, put a 3 in the, or what number we on? We on number 7. We're going to skip 6. Give me a 7 in chat if y'all are still with me, okay? And then week 6, self-care. We're going to actually develop your schedule from the previous weeks while working through the barriers that are causing you to feel all over the place, okay? So we'll discuss how to add self-care practices to your schedule, sis, okay? So this is important because although we're going to talk about rest in week 4, I really want to take a deep dive into self-care and individually what that looks like for you, because it's really important for you to be able to feel like you can actually do self-care. Okay. And then week 7, the keys to success, we will continue to build on your schedule and how you goal set. So this is where we're going to go into that proven strategy and working with desired goals. So those are for my people who want to start a business, who want to work out more, who want to just do more of those things that you desire and how you stick those in your schedule. So even as we go through the weeks, I'm breaking each of those areas down because they are become the pillars into your schedule. Okay. And that's going to address accountability and strategy. So that's going to really talk about how you can build accountability in your schedule, but more so really the strategy and the practical steps of how you can get things done on a daily basis. And then 8, you're going to put everything together. So we're going to finalize your schedule. We'll notate, we'll talk about tools. We'll talk about other things that you can add. My people who really are interested in digital planning, like I am fully a digital planner. I don't have any pen and paper in front of me, child. I always use my iPad. And that may not be for you, may not be at that place, but I can talk about that with you and other tools. But I want you to really get the baseline and the basics of everything, okay? And this is the 4-step process. So I talked about this. And even if this may not be for you, that's fine. But understand that these things really, if you can really work on them, you will really begin to see like a difference in the way you show up and handle things. Okay. Now, I am only opening this program up to 15 people. 15 people. And we start on March 21st. Okay. And the reason we started March 21st is I want to be able to get you all in, get you oriented to the system. I want you to be able to have your surveys completed. I want everybody to kind of have had time to get oriented to everything before we start. But I'm only opening it to 15 people. So this program is currently open to you. You are hearing about this before my 1,300 email list and my 5,400 email Instagram followers. So all y'all that are in here right now are just knowing about this before anybody. So if you enroll before February 18th, which is next Friday, you'll have a chance to grab a seat before I introduce this to the general public on February 19th or until spots are full. So if 15 people sign up before then it's just kind of what it is. But before my email list and before my Instagram followers find out about this, you all are getting first access to that. And not only that, there's some fast action bonuses. So if you join before next week, you all will be able to get the fast action bonuses, which include my Time with God course and ebook. This is a course where I taught 2 classes on how to study the Bible and create consistent time with God. This ebook also includes 20 devotionals, 20 of my favorite book recommendations, 30 of my favorite sermons, and 2 worship playlists. You will also get my yearly planning guide, which is my proven process I taught to clients on how they can plan for the year. So this class, I teach you how to prioritize specific areas of your life that you can focus on for the year. Additionally, it will include weekly and monthly reflections that you can use to reflect on your progress throughout the year. Then a class on how to set personal boundaries in the new year. So this is a class where you can learn how to set boundaries in specific areas for the new year and throughout the year. And then a class on being self-critical, what it is, and how to give yourself grace. In this class, you'll learn and understand what being self-critical is and the practical steps to learn to give yourself grace. So if y'all still with me, y'all are. Okay, this is your investment. So your investment, if you pay in full, is $17.97. You will get a $200 savings. And not only that, but you will get a one-on-one call with me before the program starts, and we will do an entire planning session on things you can look forward to within the program, but also some things you can do before you get in the program. And this is valued at $400. To do a one-on-one with me is around $400. And you will get an exclusive VIP surprise gift from me that only the people who pay in full will get. And you'll get the fast action bonuses. The payment plan people, if you decide to do a payment plan, that's totally fine. Your first payment will hold your spot. Your second payment will come out a month later, and you'll get all the fast action bonuses as well as the program. Okay. So I'm opening this program up to you now. After the 15 spots are full, the cart closes. So if you want to sign up, go to showupsis.com to enroll. All the information you need to know is there. And you can go ahead and join today if you'd like. So again, what you get, 8 weeks of life coaching taught by me with lifetime access to the replays, 2 one-on-one calls with me that you will get specifically throughout the program to talk about your progress and your needs, lifetime access to my resource library that I update on a monthly basis to go over any resources you need, full access to the monthly community check-ins following the program. So you get to have continuous calls with me even after the program is over, and exclusive access to the online supportive community for accountability, collaboration, and support. There are clients I have that have been in my program who are like accountability partners now. They talk on the phone together, they check in with each other, and they're accountability partners. So you get access to that full community even now, even as the program grows. You also get all of these fast action bonuses included within the program if you join before next Friday or before the spots become full. And so again, your investment is $17.97. You have a $200 savings. You get a free one-on-one with me before the program. You get to schedule it today. If you go ahead and pay now, your payment for scheduling will cover you in the program. And this is a $400 value. And you get an exclusive VIP surprise for me that I actually send you to your house. And then the payment plans is $19.97, and it's 2 payments. Your first payment will hold your spot, and the second payment will come out a month later. Okay. So that is all. That is all. And I'm really, y'all, I'm so excited. I love teaching this program. This is the third time I've done it. And I really, really, really enjoyed doing this and serving the ladies. And so does anybody have any questions? I know there was a lot I threw at you at one time, as well as along with just talking about everything. But does anybody have any questions? I want to be able to answer your questions. And if you decide to join, you will get an email literally as soon as you join. You'll get an email with all of your orientation information, access to everything, and yeah, that's all. Was that good? Did y'all enjoy that? Did y'all enjoy that? Thank you, sis. Good. I'm so glad you gained insight. Yes. Okay. All right. Well, let me know, what were y'all's takeaways? Thank you, Siri. What were y'all's takeaways from tonight? What were y'all's takeaways from tonight? Awesome. Oh, I'm so glad. Yay. And let me know, do you have any questions? I don't want to miss anybody that has questions. Yes. Awesome. I'm so glad. You're welcome. You are welcome. Awesome. Okay, let me know. Do y'all have any questions? What were your takeaways? Awesome. Okay. Would letting go be an aspect of self-sabotage? So it can be, because it can be a stumbling block if you don't. So learning to let go, the way I see it is really learning how to get out of the emotional place around it. But sometimes letting go has a grieving process, and that can be a thing as well. I show up when I put my mind to it. Yes, girl. I never thought to examine my lifestyle, how I handle every day. So that was the biggest takeaway for me. Yes. Super, super important. Awesome. Okay. Do y'all have any questions or anything at all? Do y'all have any questions? I'm looking this way because y'all over here on my iPad. Any questions, any takeaways y'all can share? If not, I love y'all. Thank you so much for being here with me. I'm so excited to have served you. And I pray that it was so helpful to you. But if y'all have any questions about Show Up Sis, this is open to you completely. And I am so excited to serve you if you join. Please let me know if you have any questions at all. Yes. Awesome. Yes. What was once so far is now close and near, and feeling more capable to apply God's words. Yes. So good. That was awesome to hear. Giving myself focus on me after a 3-year relationship. How can I start scheduling my day to day? Yes. Being real with myself about why I procrastinate is deeper than not just feeling like to do it. As deep as boundaries, very eye-opening. Yes, that my life is unique to me. Yes, so good. Oh, I'm so glad y'all paid attention. Girl. Y'all paid attention. Yes, period. Awesome. Thank you, sis. I appreciate that. Thank you. And also, I didn't even add this. I should have said this. There is a link on the page for Show Up Sis, where if you would like to talk to me and you want to book a call, you can. If you want to see if the program is a right fit for you, I definitely think that you would find so much out of that if you needed to talk to me. So there's a link. If you scroll all the way down, you can scroll down and we can have a call together where we can talk about it. And I opened my schedule up this week and some next week, and some weekend. I opened up on some weekend days too for people who work late or only have availability on the weekend. So if you want to talk to me to see if the program is right for you as well, we can do that. I think Antoinette actually scheduled a call with me when she joined. So I'm totally fine with talking with you all as well. So if you think about it, and you really want to join, but you want to see if it's the right fit for you, then you can definitely go and book a call with me. Okay. Yes. Awesome. Yes, the program is so good. It's definitely worth the investment. And because you get so much access to me after the program too. I have to learn to actually apply myself and understand that I can do these things. Yes, sis. Yes, yes. And if you need help with that, I promise you, girl, I could help you. This is a life-changing investment. God will bless you. Yes, I'm so excited. I'm so excited, sis. So let me know if y'all have any questions. I keep pulling my hair because I got the short piece, child. Okay. And what else? I see we start in March. You'll get access to everything as soon as you join. I'm trying to think of what else you get. Yeah, but it's such a phenomenal investment into yourself. But as well as just being able to do, again, like Tammy started her business and went full time into it. And I just had multiple clients with multiple things. I couldn't fit all of them in one presentation, but I would really hope that if you were interested, you would join, and you get access to me. So you get to be able to learn all of those things I talked about. So if you're struggling and you really feel like you want to see some help, I always tell clients, like, what's the cost of not being able to do these things? What's the cost of not being able to show up? So I want you to just think about that. Okay, yeah. So there will be a replay up. I'm only leaving the replay up for a month. So the replay will be up for a month for the duration of time that I'm launching the program. And again, y'all get first access to this before everyone. So the replay will only be up for a limited amount of time. Yes. Awesome. 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 Yes, sis. Exactly. Enemy wants to keep our mouth closed. He does. He absolutely does. Absolutely does. Okay. Do y'all have any more questions or any more takeaways? Not just questions. I want to hear your takeaways. So if you have not posted a takeaway and you are still on here, sis, go ahead and let me know what your takeaway was. What was your takeaway? What was your takeaway? Okay. And go ahead and tag me on Instagram with your notes, y'all. Let me know how you enjoyed everything. I want to know that. Let me know all the tea. All the tea. Any more questions? Any more takeaways? And I'm not going to hold y'all hostage. So if you have to leave, you can. You can take a look at the page for Show Up Sis. You just have to go up to www.showupsis.com and be able to sign up. I didn't even say that earlier. Oh my gosh, I forgot that. There's a lot of work I need help with to get back on track. Mostly that it's possible. Yes, it is absolutely possible, sis. And it's absolutely possible. It is absolutely possible. Okay. Well, I'm not going to hold y'all. I know I said an hour, so I want to be able to respect your time. If you have any questions, you can absolutely send me an email. And I really, really enjoyed being with you all this evening. If you have any questions, just let me know. And yes, I will talk to y'all soon. If you want to sign up for the program, just go to www.showupsis.com. I'll put it in the chat too. And I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.